Thank you, Dan. Good evening again, everybody. Friday night football, and what a time for a really intriguing West Midlands derby. In a week where West Bromwich Albion have benefited from the huge boost of Carlos Corberan's decision to commit his future to the club, attention now turns firmly back to their unlikely push for the Premier League. And I say unlikely because when Corberan took over, West Brom were in the relegation zone, and with just 2 league wins, tonight victory will take them 5th. And while Birmingham City produced a remarkable comeback to turn things around in Swansea last time out, the general prognosis is all too familiar for them. Fan unrest amid the same old off-field issues, and of course big portions of St Andrews are closed, and indeed there are Birmingham City fans on the far side in the bottom of the lower tier of the COP, which runs the length of the pitch, who've already unveiled banners protesting against the owners tonight. On the pitch, a fight to keep their distance from the relegation zone. There have been too many of those relegation battles at Birmingham City, season upon season. John Eustace, the latest man, tasked with rescuing them from the spectre of the drop. Well, Birmingham have John Ruddy in goal. They start the night 18th in the Championship. Maxime Collin, Dion Sanderson, Kevin Long and Austin Trusty. Juninho Bakuna, Christian Bielik, Hannibal Medri and Tahid Chong, with Lucas Jukovic and Scott Hogan, the top scorer, up front. For West Bromwich Albion, Button is the goalkeeper, Darnell Furlong, Dara O'Shea, Eric Peters and Connor Townsend the defenders, Jason Malombi and Okay Yakushlu in midfield, Mark Albrighton, Jed Wallace and Grady Diangana behind Daryl DK, the lone striker. Well, it is a terrific atmosphere here tonight at St Andrews, despite, as I say, the lower tier of the Tilton Road end, which wraps around to the lower tier of the COP, both being closed, helped by 2,200 away supporters. Matt Murray, a veteran of many a West Midlands derby in your days as a Wolves goalkeeper, Matt. And of course, look, I think Birmingham will obviously rank Aston Villa as their main rivals. If you're a baggy, you say that it's Wolves, but they don't like these two clubs, that's for sure.
No, certainly a lot of rivalry here. Yeah, so you know, you knew it whenever you're playing in these games. You've said what the main ones are, but there's still a lot of, you know, these fans are going to want the bragging rights. You know that when you're in the area, I'm surrounded by Villa, West Brom, Birmingham fans. So yeah, it means a lot, this game. That's why it's sold out. It's under lights, and where both teams are at the moment as well. But it's an old cliche, isn't it? Form goes out the window, but it really, really does in these games, and they'll be right up for it.
It is a chilly night under the floodlights. A lot of spectators arriving early ahead of the game as I made my walk from the car park round to the back of this old main stand. Well, as I say, as we look across towards the COP on the far side at St Andrews, there are 3 banners, 2 of them protesting against the club's owners, Birmingham Sports Holdings Limited. It reads BSHL out. 2 banners from Birmingham City supporters right on the halfway line, and one to the right in blue and white reading out the words "Sell the club." It is a season where fan unrest has been a prominent feature for Birmingham City, and they find themselves in the lower reaches of the Championship table. West Brom's recovery under Carlos Corberan has been remarkable. He is here to stay, and their push for the Premier League is still very much on. Birmingham will get us underway in blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks, playing from left to right towards the Gilmerick end of the ground, which is split between home and away supporters, and West Brom in their change kit this evening of yellow and green striped shirts, green shorts and yellow socks, playing from right to left towards the Tilton Road end, which is only half full, of course, because the lower tier of the stand has been closed. Birmingham early possession with Bakuna, with the gloves on. Wide it goes to Maxime Collin to swing in a deep cross all the way towards the far post. There's a shove in the back on Darnell Furlong, and West Brom with an early free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. Really spicy atmosphere in the air, and of the seats that do remain in the ground, most of them have been taken up. It's a near sellout crowd in the context of the reduced capacity of the stadium, and the atmosphere really sizzling early on here. And alongside me is the former Wolves goalkeeper Matt Murray.
And I'll give you some props. I think you had some inside info, because it's a back 4 for Birmingham City. And I had a look at it and I was thinking, you know, they always play a back 5, but it looks like a diamond, 4 diamond too, with Bielik just protecting the back 4. But yeah, good start from Birmingham. Actually, they've got on the front foot and been a lively start from them. Look at it again, right in, pressing and ratting and making sure West Brom don't have any time.
Well, that is very kind of you, Matt, as Bakuna's wrestled to the ground just shy of the halfway line. He doesn't often go with the back four, as you say, John Eustace, the man who took over in the summer following the sacking of Lee Bowyer, just his second senior managerial role, having previously been in charge at Kidderminster some years ago now, and it always is a baptism of fire managing at Birmingham City in the constrained circumstances that every single manager these days seems to get here.
Yeah, and he must have looked at him and thought, I fancy this, because there was a time when he was really strongly linked to the Swansea job before Russell Martin took it. Then the Watford job, he thought he was maybe going to take that, and he's come in and he's obviously been assistant under Mark Warburton and stuff like that, but he thought, I can do something here, even despite the restraints. He's a local lad, he thought, I can do something here.
Bakuna 25 yards out, trying to spin and turn and feed it into the path of Hogan, whose cross is deflected up towards the far post and headed behind and out of play by Furlong for a Birmingham City corner. They've started on the front foot and at great pace amid tremendous noise here under the lights at St Andrews, and with 2.5 minutes gone, 0-0 on Talksport 2. Birmingham win the first corner of the derby.
Yeah, they're getting on the second balls, Birmingham. They're looking to cross at will. Great skill from Bakuna, but Furlong does so well there against Jukovic.
Hannibal will take it, the man on loan from Manchester United. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. Hannibal with the long curly hair, deep underneath the crossbar, and Austin Trusty, who scored the winner in that remarkable comeback win away at Swansea last weekend, was there, but he could only thump his header over the bar from inside the 6-yard box.
Well, they have to come out of the traps quickly, and you can see they'll know set pieces. They as you say, they got the winner against Swansea from one. They're a real threat. That ball's whipped in so much pace, and Trusty starts deep at the back, and then outside the 6-yard box, and then comes onto it. But it comes with so much pace, you just can't quite get over it. If he'd have been able to get over it, Button would stand no chance from that range. But really, really positive start. And look at those West Brom fans behind that goal. They're a bit like, whoa, they're quiet, just all stood. And it's the Blues fans that are definitely in better voice.
Packed in like sardines, the West Brom supporters, more than 2,000 of them. The tickets sold out very quickly. That's a flick downfield towards Diangana inside the penalty area. He goes down. Was he fouled by Sanderson? West Brom wants a penalty kick. The referee emphatically says no, and it's a West Brom throw midway inside Birmingham territory on the far side there right. Matt Murray.
Nervy moment there though. Dion Sanderson looked like he was in so much control, but fair play to Diangana. He chased it down and there was a tangle, and definitely asked a question of the referee, but probably just about not a foul.
Sanderson, who is on loan from Matt's former club Wolves, his second spell at Birmingham City, having been here on loan last season too. And West Brom now have a free kick on the halfway line. But it's been a typically feisty and energetic start to a local derby. We did say, of course, before kick-off that these are not either club's main rivals, of course. And we've just got monitors in our commentary position here. Matt, you've had a chance to take a second look at that incident involving Diangana and Sanderson.
You've seen them given, is what I would say. You've seen them given. There's certainly a tangle there, and obviously because Dion's ex-Wolves, then we'll say that the referee got it right. But I just felt he didn't need to give Diangana a chance. He could have dealt with it quicker. But look, there's plenty of rivalry here, and what you're noticing is every time, and John Eustace said it, didn't he? His team will need to show up fight, and you'd probably say, that saying on paper, whatever else. The West Brom squad is stronger. The table would show that. But if you give good players time, they'll hurt you. So what Birmingham City are doing is we're going to match you for work rate. We'll get straight after them. They're going to definitely need to use their bench well. That's something that West Brom do really, really well as well. But at the moment, I'd say Birmingham City have made the more positive start.
Well, let me give you the two subs benches, because Birmingham are going to be delighted to have the likes of Troy Deeney, Harley Dean and young George Hall back on the substitutes bench alongside James, Gardner, Friend and Etheridge, the goalkeeper. The West Brom subs: Griffiths, the goalkeeper, Ajayi, Grant, Swift, Reach, Brandon Thomas Asante, the top scorer, and Nathaniel Chalabaras. John Ruddy, the Birmingham goalkeeper, seemed to want to drift out of his penalty area to collect that long kick from his opposite number, David Button. Button all in bright orange, the West Brom keeper, but it's gone behind and out of play for a goal kick to Ruddy and Birmingham. Birmingham City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. And we are in the 6th minute here, live on Talksport 2, ahead of another busy weekend of action in the Premier League and the EFL. Game day back tomorrow for you. West Ham against Chelsea live on Talksport. Leicester against Tottenham here on Talksport 2. On Sunday at lunchtime, we've got WSL commentary of Tottenham against Manchester United. And then on Monday evening, the Merseyside derby at Anfield, Liverpool against Everton over on Talksport, with build-up throughout the day. Jed Wallace looking to burst forward up the middle for West Brom. His touch is heavy, and Sanderson comes across the near side, the Birmingham right, flicks the ball high up downfield. The header on by Bakuna, and now darting down the right and lofting into the penalty area is Hannibal. Good interception though by O'Shea to beat Hogan, the Birmingham number 9, to the ball, and the West Brom central defender slices his clearance out of play left-footed, but it's Bakuna who's gone down for Birmingham inside his own half, and the referee James Linnington has stopped the game because it's a head injury.
Yeah, I just felt as that ball went up, I think it's Townsend who just leads with his left arm and goes straight in the back of the head of Bakuna. Good advantage from the referee, had to play on, and you can see that they're not giving West Brom any time. So that ball there, Hogan chases it down, and O'Shea, as you say, he has to just slice it out for a throw-in down in this bottom corner. They're not getting, they're pressing, and they're getting right into them. And Birmingham will want to capitalise on this. They'll believe they can certainly force a goal here, because they're getting in good areas, putting balls in the box, and it's probably a throw-in now to try and work in there. But I think Bakuna will be all right, but definitely a sore one.
Juninho Bakuna, younger brother of the former Aston Villa man Leandro, is back on his feet, having not needed to receive any treatment. Thrown by Collan for Birmingham deep inside the West Brom half, and now he teases it back to Bielik, who hangs one up high towards Jukovic at the far post. He heads it back across, could drop towards Tahith Chong. West Brom managed to smuggle it away only as far as the edge of their own penalty area. Now Wallace trying to hold it up, he's given it away to Collan, and Birmingham City much the better side in their blue and white in these early stages at St Andrews, in front of a very vibrant crowd here, as West Brom win it back through Diangana. Excellent dribbling from Diangana to carry it forward cross-field into a central position, and now all Brighton from just inside the Birmingham half. High ball pinged down the middle, John Ruddy out to the edge of his penalty area, the Birmingham keeper to claim, immediately hurls it overarm up towards the halfway line, and Connor Townsend heads it out of play for a Birmingham throw. A frenetic, breathless first 8.5 minutes, Matt Murray.
Well, just thinking that with the tempo, the way John Ruddy catches that ball, but straight away he's looking to start the attack. They're not giving West Brom any time. Really good skill from Diangana there, but when All Brighton played the ball, Ruddy read it well. That throw had done another couple of yards on, then they might have been in there, Blues.
Lovely flick by Jukovic into the path of Hannibal, who plays it wide to Chong. Chong crosses first time left foot, it takes a deflection, falls for Bakuna on the edge of the box. He was sandwiched in between two West Brom players. Birmingham City wants a free kick right on the edge of the box, but they're not going to get it. Again, James Linnington waves away the appeals. West Bromwich Albion clear all the way through to Ruddy, the Birmingham goalkeeper, 0-0.
Yeah, and Bakuna didn't appeal for that, did he? He knew it wasn't a foul, but again, really, really good play, positive play. And we talked about Birmingham City sometimes being quite direct, looking to pick up the second balls. That's a foul there from Townsend, and either there they're looking to hit Jukovic and build them long balls, but the real tactic that's clear, that Jukovic is trying to pull onto the back post whenever there's crossing opportunities, onto the back post against Furlong. But at the moment, Furlong has done pretty well to not let him get a clear header, but this is a free kick in a dangerous position.
It certainly is, midway inside the West Brom half, about 10 yards in field, as we look from my commentary position right at the back of the main stand, the oldest stand at the ground, with a television gantry just in front of us, a couple of pillars right and left, and we're just to the right of the halfway line, got a bird's eye view of both dugouts about 30-40 rows down below us. Free kick to Birmingham, and Hannibal goes for goal and finds it. What a piece of impudence, a wonderful bit of improvisation from Hannibal, and the Manchester United loanee completely outfoxed the West Brom goalkeeper David Button. Everybody was expecting a cross into the box, that included the goalkeeper, who was miles out of position. Hannibal curled it near post and it went past him. Unbelievable finish and fantastic ingenuity from Hannibal, and it's Birmingham City who deservedly lead in the West Midlands derby. 10 minutes gone against West Brom by a 1-0. That was so clever.
Oh, so clever, and you can think of goals like it. I think Fulham scored one in the playoff final against Brentford when David Raya got caught out. Probably one a little bit too far back for you, Gary McAllister, for Liverpool against Everton, catching out Gerrard. And as a goalkeeper, you think, I'm going to have a brave, positive starting position. I've got my front man there doing that. And then suddenly, wow, whipped in. But he didn't still have, it's a really, really good finish. The way he started it out, whipped it in low with pace, catches putting out. It will go down as a goalkeeping error, but really, no, you have to credit Hannibal. Fantastic goal. Birmingham City deserved that. I thought it would be a threat. Not like that, though. What a start. What a goal. And they deservedly lead 1-0.
Everybody was set up for the cross, and it takes a player with real courage and real intelligence to do something like that. Here come West Brom with DK at the other end. Central position, plays it wide to the far side, and Albrighton. His cross is blocked by Trusty, and it's a West Brom throw, level with the edge of the 18-yard box, and the Birmingham fans loud and proud behind the Tilton Road end goal to the left-hand side as the famous Birmingham song Keep Right On rings around St Andrews, and they lead West Brom by a goal to 0. And what a way for Hannibal to get his first senior goal, would you believe it? And it could well be the first of many. A throw though to West Brom, far side there right. Furlong will hurl it in long towards the near post. A flick by O'Shea. Jukovic heads clear, and then it's belted up into the air, sliced up into the air by Yakushlu, the midfielder, and it drops gratefully into the gloves of John Ruddy. You mentioned, I do remember Gary McAllister right at the end of a Merseyside derby against Everton for Liverpool from a similar position to catch out the goalkeeper. It's a really difficult one, Matt Murray, and you know, as a former goalkeeper, Button has to position himself for a cross, but is it still his mistake?
Well, sometimes you say 2 on the ball, 2 in the wall, so it allows you to threaten a bit more. But with so much distance, because you say, yes, you're brave, yes, you're intelligent, but you still, the ability to execute it, it is not an easy finish to whip it in like that, low and around. So, yes, it is a bit of a mistake, but so many goalkeepers would start there. If he wasn't starting like that, I'd have a problem. You know, the high line, protect the space, protect the goal, the defenders are up. I think you just have to credit Hannibal more, but maybe the wall with Diangana was slightly not covering that, but really it's just a really, really well executed goal. And but Birmingham now need to continue what they were doing. They started really quickly, keep pushing, because naturally you want to drop when you score, but if they keep that tempo up, they should be able to go and get another one. But I think Birmingham have been really, really good.
Birmingham City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0, and a thoroughly deserved lead for Birmingham as the ball is headed clear only as far as Chong on the volley, on the angle, left-hand edge of the penalty area. Would have been difficult to get that on target, but he hammered it over the bar and behind for a goal kick. We've got Tom Ross, our friend and colleague, next to us in the press box as always at St Andrews, and I think he's loving what he's seeing tonight.
Well, we all know he's a Blues
Birmingham legend.
Yeah, he's Blues through and through, and he's proper top man, known Tom a long time, and yeah, he'll be enjoying it. Oh, press is on.
West Brom have given it away, or have they? No, Malumbi and Yakushli between them managed to scramble it away on the edge of their own penalty area. Now it's scooped down the right, the far side by Furlong, but intercepted by Kevin Long for Birmingham City, who have it back straight away. They tried to play it through the middle, but Kuda looking for Hogan. West Brom, though, back on the ball, and it's amazing, I guess, Matt, what a win can do for confidence. Birmingham's first league victory since mid-December away at Swansea in dramatic fashion last weekend. All the talk was about Carlos Corberán and high-flying West Brom in the build-up, but Birmingham really have come out of the traps.
And maybe their transfer, you know, the talk about their managers distracted the players a little. We don't know how the week's been, but Birmingham have probably been happy with it. Go on, you talk all about Corberán, all this contract. You see John Eustace is in that dugout, he's willing his boys on. I think this formation might have caught West Brom out a little bit as well, with the 4-diamond-2 and the 2 locking on high and the press being full on. So there's little bits that West Brom just need to settle, stay in it. But I just think it's the intensity of Birmingham City that's caught them out, and then when they play balls forward, it's not just been lumped up, it's been played with quality. The set pieces look dangerous. We saw the corner whipped in, then the goal as well. So yeah, I think it's the manner of the win and the momentum they've taken from Swansea. Look like they've come right into this with real belief.
Well, Corberán, the Spaniard, was crouching down on the edge of his technical area just a few moments ago. He's now gone back to sit in the dugout as Birmingham scoop a free kick high and deep and long to the left-hand edge of the West Brom penalty area, crossing high towards Hogan, headed away by Townsend, not entirely convincingly for West Brom, who can't really get a foot on the ball at the moment and can't get a foothold in the game. They drive it deep and high into Birmingham territory towards the lone striker, Darren Harold DK, but it's the former Burnley centre-half Long who's there to head the ball clear. A recent arrival at Birmingham City, Kevin Long. He joined in January after 13 years with Burnley, 13 years where he was an ever dependable member of the squad, but never really got sufficient first-team opportunities, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, he's a good pro, and he's about, as you say, he needed to move on. Burnley have gone in a different direction now, but he is a good signing, and that shows you where Birmingham are at the moment. But he's a good signing, and so far he's looked really solid.
Boos for Mark Albrighton as he was in possession momentarily there. He has won West Brom a free kick. It's almost in the reverse position to the free kick that Hannibal had that led to the Birmingham City goal, his brilliant free kick that outfoxed everybody. West Brom have that in their same position now, the right wing position, 10 yards infield and midway inside the Birmingham half, and he's being booed here, Mark Albrighton, the man on loan from Leicester, because he's an Aston Villa fan.
Yeah, and came through their system, and what he said in the build-up as well.
And Jed Wallace will take the free kick for West Brom. It's a poor one, headed away by Bakuna at the near post. Yes, he said, amongst other things, Mark Albrighton, that he was expecting a rapturous reception tonight. I think there was a little bit of sarcasm in there, as O'Shea is tripped on the halfway line by Tahith Chong, who has signed a permanent contract from Manchester United at Birmingham City, signed that permanent deal in September after a successful loan spell last season. And now Peters for West Brom will ping the ball high and crossfield, left to right. Excellent pass to the far side to Albrighton. There come the boos. Malumbi down by the corner flag, can't wriggle away from Bakuna. Bakuna tracking back, will clear for Birmingham up towards the halfway line. West Brom have it with Furlong. And finally in the game, Matt, West Brom 17 minutes in, stringing a few passes together at 1-0 down. Yeah,
a little bit of controlled possession, and that's the thing with Birmingham. Look, they can't keep pushing all the time like they did, but still, even though West Brom having a little bit of controlled possession, I'd say Birmingham look pretty compact. They're sliding well, they look good out of possession, and it's been a good start. And then they'll set a trap, you imagine, and go again. But West Brom will want to certainly just try and get into this game, get a foothold of some type.
Well, they are so resilient under Carlos Corberán, a marked difference from their early season form under Steve Bruce. Just 2 wins in their first 16 league matches under Corberán. They've won 11 from 16 in league and cup. Very few can match that record over the recent championship games in which Corberán has been in charge. He is their 9th permanent manager in just over 6 years. And of course West Brom hoping that he stays for every minute of that new contract that he's just signed, as the ball is flicked out of play by Albrighton, and it's a Birmingham throw on the halfway line. But John Eustace, you have to say, is going to be absolutely delighted with this.
Yeah, and rightly so. His team are giving everything. Even just then when we're talking, the press from Hannibal, just chasing the ball into the corner and winning a throw-in down there. They're well drilled, they're executing a game plan, they're really, really working for him, and that's what he knows, that if you do lose, at least leave it all out there, and that's what these fans are expecting. Yes, there's distractions off the pitch and everything else, but they're really happy when their team show this aptitude.
On the field, Birmingham are putting up a real fight.
Application, I don't know, I'm throwing words in there, but
hey, that's what it is though, right? Application and work rate, we've seen plenty of that, and a sprinkling of quality as well, as Birmingham threaten to win it back high up the pitch, and they do. Chong darting up the middle towards the edge of the D, holds it up, he's shifted it wide to the right, and Collan, he's got 2 in the shape of Hogan and Jukovic to aim at. Hannibal also in the box too. Diangana blocks off Chong in the West Brom left back spot, and no free kick given by the referee. Kushlu trying to bring it down, hassled and harried by the tall Christian Bielik. Birmingham are first to every second ball, leading by a goal to nil. Collins inside the penalty area, cuts it back towards Hogan. He got a touch to it but couldn't divert it towards goal. It'll fall for Jukovic. Left on edge of the penalty area, going backwards now to Trusty, and all the way back to Kevin Long on the halfway line. But real promise in this performance so far for the unfancied Birmingham City, who, remember, started the night just 7 points clear of the Championship relegation zone. A lot of negative headlines in the build-up, but they produced a really vibrant display in this West Midlands derby so far.
And Hannibal, he's the man at the moment. He scored the goal, but the way he won the ball back there, and then that little Megs and the way to pass is brilliant, and just behind Hogan with the cutback from Collan. But Hannibal, for me, is the one really, really sort of the catalyst for so much of this good Birmingham play.
Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Kevin Long with a poor back pass, and John Ruddy did just enough. He raced forward the Birmingham goalkeeper on the stretch, and his clearance cannoned off the shins of the onrushing Daryl Dike and flew miles wide into the Tilton Road end of the ground. But Kevin Long got away with that there. It was a short back pass, and luckily for him, John Ruddy read it well.
Yeah, he's about, 35, 36 years young now, John Ruddy, and still sprinting off his line, and it was a 50-50. Wasn't the best back pass, and he hasn't had loads to do, John Ruddy, so that's good concentration, and it's a challenge he had to make because it was just inside the box. If DK gets there first and he catches him, it's a penalty. But that's just a little reminder to Birmingham, keep those concentration levels. Good pressing from DK, who's had no service at all. But a little nervy moment for Birmingham.
Wearing the captain's armband again tonight, John Ruddy, very experienced goalkeeper. He did make a mistake in the win at Swansea last weekend, a relatively bizarre mistake really, but he has been generally excellent this season since joining in the summer.
Uncharacteristic error. He was excellent for Wolves, fantastic servant in that promotion season. Every time he stepped in, he was brilliant. But what John Ruddy did well in that Swansea game was he made the mistake, but then he made a massive save afterwards.
That's the voice of another former Wolves goalkeeper, Matt Murray, with me tonight on Talksport 2. Birmingham City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Still a great vigour and pace to the game. West Brom are starting to enjoy a little more possession. Here is Peters playing once again at centre-half tonight, keeping Shemi Ajayi out of the team. And he plays it forward to Wallace with the lime green boots on the halfway line. He drives it cross-field, left to right towards the far side. Brilliantly plucked out of the air by Albrighton. Down by the corner flag, tries to drift beyond Trusty. It's cleared only as far as Furlong, who crosses, and there was a deflection of DK, and in the end it's gone behind for a goal kick to Birmingham away to our left-hand side.
Slightly more encouraging there for West Brom, and Birmingham just need to be careful there because it just set off a little bit, which allowed West Brom that bit more time to hit the big switch and play forward with a bit more quality. So it is hard to keep pressing at the levels they had, but if you do sit back and drop off, then West Brom will make the pitch big. And again, just another little reminder, ball whipped in, good defending in the end, but John Ruddy's just going to take his time. Well, is it Long, is that tying his boot?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think they're just deliberately taking the sting out a little bit here.
What, midway through the first half?
I just think because they went with so much intensity, it is difficult.
Ruddy has just tapped it forward 12 yards to Kevin Long, who then blasts the ball up into West Brom territory. Little flick down the left-hand channel, the far side channel by Austin Trusty. But Lukas Jukovic couldn't keep it in play, and West Brom have a throw in their right-back position. He's been outstanding this season, Austin Trusty. Scored that dramatic injury time winner away at Swansea. He's the only Birmingham outfield player to play every minute of football in the Championship so far this season, Matt, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, the Arsenal loanee.
Yeah, very bright future, and been really impressive with him.
And now Albrighton for West Brom, down the right wing, lofts in a high cross, headed away by Collan, could drop towards DK, couldn't get it under control on the stretch, and Trusty will hammer it high into the dark evening sky and out of play for a throw on the halfway line.
Good play again there, but good defending in the end. But good, it's going down that right-hand side, isn't it, of West Brom at the moment. They're getting forward, they're putting balls in the box, and just a little bit inches too high for West Brom to connect with balls there. But going back to Trusty, they've had some good centre-backs. There's the young one that they spent out on loan before Arsenal, who's now back in the team, scored the goal against Bournemouth. They've got some good players that have gone out on loan, and Arsenal bringing good players through. They've used the loan system well. Birmingham City as well, taking some from Man United, but Trusty's been excellent.
And now darting forward is Jed Wallace, outside right channel, but tracking him all the way was Dion Sanderson, who stayed in front of Wallace and rolled it back to the goalkeeper Ruddy, who clears first time high and long up to the halfway line. Birmingham have it, looking to burst through the middle is Jukovic, lays it square to his right, and Bakuna in field, away from three in green and yellow, and somehow keeps possession. Then Jukovic felt he was fouled by Peters with his back to goal. Again, the referee doesn't give a free kick, but Bakuna, who is arguably Birmingham's, well, if you look at a lot of the stats anyway, arguably Birmingham's most creative player, really fleet of foot, really neat bit of skill to pirouette away from three West Brom players there.
Yeah, and I watched him at Huddersfield, and he was okay, went up to Rangers, came back here, and he has been one of Birmingham City's best player since he's come back, and a good player. His brother's a good player as well, but yeah, some good skill there. But I think his work rate as well is excellent, and but West Brom are just starting to dictate play a little bit here.
They are up against such a fast start from Birmingham City, but seeing more and more of the ball. The playoff-bound visitors, or at least they hope they'll be playoff-bound at the very least come the end of the season. Here's Connor Townsend, midway inside the Birmingham half, the left back, the number 3. And now Peters shifts it to the halfway line, and Dara O'Shea, who's in the centre circle. O'Shea, the West Bromwich Albion captain. A square pass to the far side, the right, and Furlong forced to go all the way back to his goalkeeper, David Button. And Button playing it left now to the left back position again, and Connor Townsend scoops it long towards DK, controls it on his chest, looks for the return from Dejan Garner that was lofted more hopefully than anything else to the corner of the penalty area. John Ruddy quickly out to clear with his right foot. It's a scrappy passage of play. West Brom have a player down on the halfway line. Looks like it could be a potential head injury for Yakushlu, so the referee has stopped the game. West Brom will get it back. They trail though by a goal to 0, and Birmingham have been excellent so far. Yeah,
they've been really good, and you know, Jukovic caught Yakushlu a little bit there, but nothing. It was a straight arm, it wasn't a swinging arm. He's speaking to the referee, but I don't think that was a foul. But what Bacuna, and you know, it's difficult for him as well, because he's doing well whenever he gets on the ball, but when he's in that diamond, he sometimes has to come over and deal with Townsend, because Dean Garner's the one who's occupying Colin, the fullback. So it's a lot of work in the diamond when you have to come into these wide areas. But I do feel that Birmingham City, as much as they came out of traps really, really quickly, they're now just letting West Brom have a little bit more of it. But they're used to that with the way they play, Birmingham, and just trying to control them without the ball. But sooner or later, you think maybe they'll just get back after him again. Right now.
Bacuna winning it back and getting it back from Hannibal, raiding down the inside right channel near side of the field, caught on the penalty area, twisting further infield and laying it square to Chong on the edge of the penalty area. Comes out to Bacuna with a volley on his right foot that didn't dip enough, and it whistles 6 or 7 yards over the bar. In fact, higher than that.
Yeah, I think you've been kind there. But it's a difficult technique. It's one of them, isn't it? Either it dips and crashes in, or it flies over like that. But that was Birmingham City there, just boom, setting the trap, suddenly swarming them, getting on the ball, and then breaking with real pace. And they are known for doing that this season.
Well, the diamond shape seems to be really helping them tonight. There are 2 players down now, Collan and Townsend, with a nasty clash of heads right in front of us, and both are going to need to receive some treatment here.
Yeah, it's a sore one, and both players had eyes for the ball, and the referee calls them on, and especially I think Collins the one who's going to be in more pain here. He went down quicker, didn't he, and the way he is. Townsend's bounced back up, but that's a sore one. You hope he's okay, but I'm sure now Carlos Corberan, I'm not surprised, he's called his whole team in near enough, and he's right, get the fluid into him, but he wants to get some tactics into him. It's like a little mini water break, this.
Well, lots coming up this weekend across the Talksport network. Of course, game day back tomorrow, and Fight Night Live returns from 9 o'clock as Adam Azim returns to headline against the undefeated South American Santos Reyes at Wembley. We'll have commentary on Talksport, and Super Bowl will be live on Talksport this Sunday from 11 p.m. Lots of great games in the Championship tomorrow, including Burnley, the league leaders, against Preston North End. Sheffield United in second take on Swansea. Middlesbrough at Cardiff. Luton at Coventry. Watford and Blackburn go head-to-head. And at the bottom there's a huge game between Wigan and Huddersfield. You heard from the recently appointed Wigan boss, Sean Maloney, a little earlier on. It's Hannibal's goal that separates the two tonight with just under half an hour played. It was a free kick right of centre, midway into the West Brom half. Everybody was expecting a cross. He curled it near post away from the unexpected goalkeeper David Button, and that's what separates the two. We're still watching as Collan, well, he's sitting up now, which is good to see, having received some treatments. Connor Townsend, I think, has had to change his shirt, but they should both be able to continue. It's Birmingham against West Brom in the EFL, live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. And they both will be able to carry on. Both teams will be temporarily down to 10 men for just a few seconds. What about the Birmingham shape, though, tonight, Matt Murray? We've touched on it a couple of times already. Back 4, Diamond in front of them. How's that affected the game tonight, Matt?
Well, it's allowed Jukovic and Hogan to get higher up the pitch, really press and try and stop West Brom building. But what it does mean is that if West Brom can move the ball quickly, then it should give them overloads in wide areas. But at the moment, West Brom haven't really got to grips against this system.
The ball is on the halfway line, and a high Birmingham press forcing West Brom and Malumbi to go back to the right back position and Furlong, but now it's forward by Wallace up towards the edge of the Birmingham penalty area. Christian Bielik, the former Arsenal man, is there to clear, on loan from Derby for the season is Bielik, as we welcome listeners from Talksport. The West Midlands derby, Birmingham lead West Brom by a goal to nil as Chong goes for goal, trying to catch up the goalkeeper from a tight angle. Tahi Chong, the former Manchester United midfielder, striking it firmly and true. Button was there, the West Brom goalkeeper, to tip it away. It's a Birmingham corner, and Birmingham really upsetting the form book tonight against high-flying West Brom. Matt Murray.
Yeah, really good play from Chong there. He's driving into the box. You do have to credit West Brom though, because they showed him on the outside, that then makes it predictable for Button, so he gets his angles right. A decent save, but it's going to be another set piece. Hannibal, who obviously scored, he's whipped a corner in before that Trusty got in the end of, so good pressure from Birmingham City.
Scored a brilliant free kick, Hannibal, to separate the two. It's his delivery headed away by Dean Garner for West Brom from the edge of the 6-yard box. Hannibal, that free kick, it was midway inside the West Brom half as Chong swings in a deep delivery. Goalkeeper's dropped the cross, so he punched it away unconvincingly there. Flat to the ball did Button. It's come back to Bielik to loft in a high delivery up towards the edge of the penalty area. This time Dara O'Shea's in the way. Just going back to that Hannibal goal, Matt, for listeners who have joined us on Talk Sport, it was midway inside the West Brom half, right of centre. Everybody was expecting a cross, but he cleverly beat the goalkeeper at the near post when Button wasn't expecting it, was out of position. Yeah,
there's Chong and Hannibal over the ball, and as a goalkeeper you're thinking, I'll protect the space, I'll come and deal with the ball, it's going to be whipped in towards the big centre halves, but no, he curled it round the wall, whipped it in, and yes, it might go down as a goalkeeping error, but really you just have to credit Hannibal for the intelligence and the execution. Fantastic goal, and Blues have been fantastic tonight.
Full commentary, of course, on Talksport 2. The latest score, Birmingham City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. And we've had 32 and a half minutes of play. The ball is in the centre circle with Malumbi, lots of mud on the back of his yellow and green shirt. He sprays it wide to the far side, the right, and Albrighton. The early cross takes a big deflection, loops down the outside right channel. It's cleared into touch by Chong on the volley left-footed. There's a great belief and determination about the way Birmingham have approached this game so far. A really good set of young players in this side too, sprinkled throughout this team. Bit of experience with the front two as well, Matt. We talked about the goalkeeper Ruddy and the likes of Kevin Long and Collan, but for me, the young players, Hannibal, Chong with the Manchester United connection, Bakuna, they've all really caught the eye tonight.
Yeah, they really have, and that midfield battle, and again you asked me about how the diamond works, and I think Bielik's been very disciplined. He wants to get on the ball, but he also is protecting that back four really well, because the width in the diamond will come from the fullbacks, and then it's allowed Hannibal and Chong to get forward, get creating, and the energy levels they're showing.
Here's a chance though for Wallace to cross from the right dead ball line for West Brom. It'll drip towards the far post, and Townsend, who brings it down corner of the penalty area, back in field to Malumbi. Birmingham have got plenty of blue shirts behind the ball. Townsend's low cross is deflected partially off Bakuna. That took all the pace off the ball, and it just spun through to the arms of Ruddy, who has not had a serious save to make, and given Birmingham's recent defensive issues, that's a very impressive statistic.
Yeah, it shows you how well Birmingham City have done, how organised they've been. They've pressed. I think they stopped a lot from source. There was one, wasn't there, nervy moment with a back pass that was short, but that was Birmingham City's own making. Little bit of a penalty shout, but as you say, all in all, John Ruddy has not had a serious save to make. He'll be loving that. He'll be happy with that, but that's because I feel that John Eustace's boys are really, really executing the game plan to perfection.
Here is Jukovic for West Brom, for Birmingham, out on the far side, their left wing position. It's teased back to Hannibal to curl one low, right-footed, and it just bobbles behind and away for a goal kick. David Button's come across to get the ball and getting all sorts of verbals from the Birmingham fans. That Gil Merrick stand is split between home and away supporters, and some of the most vocal Blues fans have gone behind that goal, and there's a bit of verbal jousting with them and the West Brom supporters too, but it's all pretty good-natured.
Yeah, and you don't mind that. That's what it's all about. We missed the fans, didn't they, when they weren't in here, and that's what it's about. A good bit of fun, and But all in all, as I say, these West Brom fans, massive allocation, but they haven't had a lot to sing about.
Well, Matt, you told me earlier, as a visiting goalkeeper, St Andrews, when it's full and when all the lower tiers are open, which of course it's not the case at the Tilton Road end and the Cop part of the ground, but when it's open, it's, you said earlier, one of the most intimidating places to go, as Townsend is caught by Bakuna on the halfway line. That'll be a free kick. It was a clumsy late lunge from Bakuna, but Townsend's okay. And yeah, as a goalkeeper, Matt, you're nice and close to the pitch, but for the fans, they can really get on top of you.
Yeah, and fans can bring home advantage, and they can put you off, and it's an intimidating place to play. Still good atmosphere tonight, despite some of the ground being closed, but I still feel it is a hindrance. It is a loss to them, and that's why teams love to attack, their support behind with their faithful behind them. But as I say, John Eustace's men, they can't do anything about that. They can't control that. They're getting their team up behind them. I think their energy levels have been brilliant. They managed the game really well. But when West Brom are attacking their fans in the second half, I think they're going to get a real reaction, because this is below par. I expect a lot more from West Brom tonight.
9 minutes of the first half to go. Birmingham City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. A header downfield by Peters over the halfway line, and it drops down at the midway point of the Birmingham half, and Bielik has wrestled off it by DK. Malumbi shifting it to the left, and Diangana. Ball crossfield to Albrighton. First time, right-footed, deflected behind for a corner. That was goal-bound from Albrighton. Birmingham felt they should have had a free kick in the build-up, and I think there would have been a great deal of complaints, or further complaint, had that gone in. In the end, it's a West Brom corner at the Tilton Road end of the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure too much what they're complaining about. I think it's fair play, that the referees allowed it to go on. This is going to be a set piece now for them to deal with. But it's a decent strike from Albrighton, but I think John Ruddy would have had it covered. Trusty got across to get the block, but let's see now how this set piece, how they deal with this, and the match is going to be whipped in under John Ruddy's bar.
Plenty forward in yellow and green for West Brom. Townsend and Yukushlu and DK, and Furlong, who's got ability with his head from set plays. And Grady Diangana is standing over it. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger right in front of that empty lower tier. In between the Tilton Road end and the Cop, it's taken short, and Albrighton tried to swing it in first time, and it was blocked by the first man, Chong. Ironic cheers from the Birmingham City supporters, and everything is going their way, at least so far tonight. Long way to go, though.
Yeah, you could see they thought maybe there to try and work a different angle with Albrighton, but Birmingham City read it, and they'll be frustrated. So now it's going to be a long throw from Furlong coming into the box that, again, Birmingham have to stand up to.
Here it comes, high and long towards the near post, but that's easily through
Cherries.
to John Ruddy.
Cherries, that's what you'd shout there. And again, it's a ways, but well done for John Ruddy. They defended it well, but yeah, very catching practice. Even me and you might have dealt with that one.
Even I might have had a chance to, at the very least, flap that away. Easy for John Ruddy. And it was just a looping throw, wasn't it? Not very flat from Furlong, and unlikely to cause any significant damage. It sums up West Brom's rather lacklustre display at times in this first half, though they've had more of a foothold in the last 15 minutes, certainly, after a tough start to the game for them. Hannibal's goal coming 11 minutes in. Late in the first half now on Talksport 2. Birmingham concede a free kick just shy of the halfway line inside West Brom territory. Bit of a who's who of championship coaching staff in the players box in front of us here, just a couple of rows in front of us. We were very close to Paul Trollope and Richie Kyle on the Luton staff earlier, as the ball is sent high and long downfield. Header away by Sanderson for Birmingham, and he wins a free kick after a late barge into him from DK, and the Birmingham fans, as you can hear, love that. Birmingham, who've got a couple of really important games to come, at home to Cardiff and away at Huddersfield, but of course they'd be 10 points clear of the drop zone if they were to win tonight. For West Bromwich Albion, Matt, it's the start of a run of some really important games. The next three in particular: Blackburn at home, Watford away, and Middlesbrough at home. All three of those clubs, of course, in the promotion picture. Yeah,
and so many big games, but yeah, it's huge for them, and they'll be wanting, though, tonight as well to put the pressure on. Both teams will be, whether it's, as you say, with Wigan playing Huddersfield tomorrow, Cardiff, they've got their game against Middlesbrough. Will Cardiff surely it's going to be a tough game for them. So Birmingham want to put the pressure on, but as for West Brom, they'll be looking, if they can get something tonight and keep that run going, you always want to beat the teams in and around you.
Jukovic was having his shirt tugged by Yakushlu as he looked to raid inside left channel, and a free kick to Birmingham City, and the referee has signalled that this is pretty much right on the edge of the 18-yard box, left-hand edge of it, and in another very dangerous position, and immediately Tahit Chong is standing over it, and Hannibal's got the ball tucked underneath his arm, and he will place it down. It surely favours the in-swinging right footer, and I wonder whether might he even go for goal here, I wonder, after his free kick goal earlier.
I was just going to say, a penny for David Button's thoughts. I'm not surprised.
What did he do here?
Well, he's not surprised he's got minimum 2 in the wall, and again it's a hard one because it's a really dangerous position. Defenders deep in front of him as well.
Plenty forward for a potential cross. Hannibal will whip it towards goal. Button dropped it initially, but then gathered at the second attempt. It was fizzed at him. He kind of patted it down to the ground with the goalkeeper and pounced on the loose ball. His clearance to the halfway line isn't great. Intercepted by Bakuna, and Birmingham, who lead by a goal to nil, have it back straight away. We've had 41 minutes exactly on Talksport 2. Ball cleared crossfield. A lovely sweeping ball by Collan with the red boots to find Jukovic. He juggles it on the corner of the penalty area, trying to dink in the cross off the chest of Furlong. And the Birmingham fans, you can feel the atmosphere and the positivity, at least for what they're seeing on the pitch tonight, that's for certain.
Yeah, good pressure, and they know from set pieces they're such a threat. The pressure's on, and they're knocking at that door again. And the second goal just before half time, that would be massive. And Button just doesn't fill me with confidence at the moment. It's very dangerous, patting the ball down in the box with so many bodies in around you. A couple of balls that have come in, he's not been convincing with, and I know this is going to be another corner. Look at them built, all lined up at the back post of Birmingham. It's going to be whipped into a dangerous area.
Hannibal will take it high and in swinging right-footed up to the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared only as far as Janino Bakuna. His left-footed effort is blocked. It was heading goal-bound, and there was a West Brom player in the way, and it'll be sent all the way back to Ruddy by Christian Bielik. Ruddy with an excellent sweeping ball right to left, and then knocked out of play by Hannibal after all that good work from Birmingham City. I don't think anybody was expecting a performance with as much confidence as this, but you mentioned it earlier, Matt, all that talk about Carlos Corberán, and in the end the outcome obviously a great one for West Brom, but maybe, just maybe, it's knocked the players off their stride a little bit this week. We don't know, but it's possible.
Yeah, maybe it was a bit unsettling. Players read the press, they hear things that are going on, they know the manager's impact, but I say Birmingham have been really, really good though, and they knew what they were going to do this evening.
Excellent ball by Yakushlu out to the right though, and Albrighton infield towards Wallace, and he's blocked off by Bielik. Loose pass will come back towards Furlong, corner of the penalty area. Carlos Corberán watching on with his dark jacket on in front of us here in the main stand as West Brom come forward again on the far side there, right. Opportunity for another cross in towards the penalty spot, and it's cleared away by Trusty, and it's a corner to West Brom with 2 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half. It's West Brom's second corner of the night.
Yeah, everything has come down that right for West Brom when they have got into those areas, but I thought that was good defending again from Birmingham City, getting into good positions, and I still, be interesting to see why they've gone with the diamond. It's working, but I wonder if that's caught West Brom out a little bit as well. But this is a set piece that Birmingham look really good offensively with. They have to defend this one again.
Tilton Road end, at half-closed end of the ground. Grady Diangana, who scored the winner against Coventry this time last week for West Brom, who are in the playoff position, standing over it. Left-footed in-swing delivery, takes a bobble at the near post. Was that a shove on O'Shea? He went down, looked towards the referee, again nothing given. In the end, the appeal's relatively muted, and it was a poor corner really from Diangana. Birmingham have scrambled it clear up to the halfway line. A little bit of movement in the stands now as people head towards the concourse areas. It's a bit of a throwback in some ways, this ground, and I mean that as a positive. It's got plenty of character and history, St Andrews. As Diangana looks to raid down the near side, the left, he's level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Ball with the outside of his foot in towards the penalty spot is headed clear by a stretching Kevin Long. And now charging forward up towards and over the halfway line, it's Sanderson, the centre half. Birmingham lead 1-0. Sanderson has carried it out of play right under the nose of the assistant referee. That'll be a throw. Sanderson actually carried on, crossed the ball in, and he's going to get a yellow card for kicking the ball away.
Yeah, it was just a bit too long afterwards, wasn't it? And
he didn't appeal, did he, Matt?
He knew he was out of position, you see. It was a marauding run, wasn't it? But he ran it out just in front of us, and then he thought, I've got a long way back here, so I better boot him, I better boot the ball away. But he's going to be on, obviously, a bit of a tightrope now, the likes of DK ahead of him, but no complaints.
Yeah, they'll take that one for the team as Kevin Long heads away for Birmingham. Here comes the fourth official with 4 added minutes at the end of this first half as West Brom seek an equaliser. Albrighton's low pass inside right channel, controlled well by Wallace. Back to goal, lays it out wide to Furlong. First time cross, cleared away by Sanderson and smuggled up to halfway by Tahith Chong. I think at this point John Eustace just wants to get his Birmingham players back in the dressing room at 1-0 up as the ball is nudged down the inside right channel again by Wallace towards Furlong once more. Foot race with Trusty. Trusty had to be careful with that challenge inside the penalty area. He shrugged aside Furlong, who ended up actually at the foot of the advertising hoardings. He's gone down and he's actually rolled onto the field of play here, Furlong, so the referee's going to have to stop the game while he's treated.
Yeah, he's holding his right ankle, but yeah, he rocked it and went off the pitch and then thought, right, I need to delay things and I'm gonna roll back on now. So it was a bit of a strange one there. He'll be fine. Look, he's picked himself back up. But Trusty again, really, really good. Did he score the goal against QPR here as well with a flick?
He did.
Yeah, really, yeah. But everything he does, really, really like him. Very good player. I think he'll play in the Premier League.
Well, it's not often, Matt, in the Championship you hear the chant USA, USA going around the ground, but we were hearing it then just a few moments ago. Austin Trusty, who is arguably Birmingham's most consistent outfield player this season in many ways. Anyway, 1-0 up against West Bromwich Albion. 90 seconds of first half stoppage time have been played, 4 added. Collan going back towards his own goal, the Frenchman slices the clearance out of play, throws to West Brom deep inside the Birmingham half in front of this main stand. 2-tiered little row of executive boxes between the 2 tiers. It's almost like a little paddock behind the 2 dugouts. Was a terrace a long time ago. Connor Townsend takes the throw for West Brom down towards the dead ball line, and DK, who's hardly had a kick in the game, and he's outmuscled by 2 in blue. One of them was Hannibal, who gets a pat on the back from a couple of his teammates, but DK, who we know can score goals. He's had a terrible time of it with fitness and injuries at West Brom, but I can't really remember him having even a half chance at goal, Matt. No, just that one pass back that he latched onto. You know, he tried to close down, but apart from that, no, he hasn't had any service. And I think Carlos Corberan was saying that we need to get Jed Wallace on the ball more. We need to get Dean Garner on the ball. Nothing's really come down the left-hand side at all. Albrighton's put a few crosses in, but yeah, John Ruddy has not been worked at all enough for a team that has been winning. You know, West Brom have won a lot of games. This is a team in real form, yet they've not created a thing. The referee has to deal with the flashpoint here as players from both sides go head to head, and it's starting to slowly but surely calm down. James Linnington goes across. O'Shea and Chong among those involved. Darnell Furlong not happy. Yakushlu has retreated away from the scene of all of that, but he might be called over in just a moment. It was a tangle between Furlong and Hannibal first of all. They both went down, and Trusty tried to grab the ball to take the resulting throw. West Brom not happy with the initial challenge, nor with Trusty, and the referee has managed to calm it down. Haven't seen a yellow card come out of the pocket of James Linnington just yet, but just for a second, as Jukovic is eventually booked, and I think that's the only yellow card that has come out of all of that, as Yakushlu turned away.
I think Yakushlu and Trusty, I think, both got a yellow. Looking at the...
Yeah, Yakushlu's been yellow carded.
And Trusty.
And Trusty has as well. Good spot, Matt.
But I'm not sure, when Furlong slid there, if he didn't have a little pull on... was it Chong's hair or Hannibal?
Yeah, Chong.
Yeah, I don't know if he had
Hannibal, rather.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had a little pull on his hair as they slid there.
Well, it is a derby, a West Midlands derby, and it has been a very entertaining first half. We've had the 4 minutes of first half stoppage time. It's the kind of half you don't really want to come to an end, I guess, especially not if you're a Birmingham City fan. They've got to throw midway inside the West Brom half, near side the right, and Collan is certainly taking his time with it, not in a hurry to take this throw. Collan on the near side the Birmingham right, hurls it up the touchline, and the half-time whistle does go, and a standing ovation from Birmingham City, from their supporters. Of course, all of the off-field concerns, and they haven't been in good form of late, but they've produced a really rousing display so far at St Andrews. Hannibal, who has been tenacious on the field, scoring the only goal of the game so far, gets a pat on the back from John Ruddy as the Manchester United loanee walks down towards the tunnel in the corner. It was a brilliant free kick 11 minutes in to catch out West Brom and catch out David Button, who will be disappointed with his role in it. West Brom have rarely threatened, and some of the positivity of their week after that new contract for Carlos Corberán, they'll be threatening to ebb away here, missing the chance as things stand to potentially go fifth in the Championship, because at the break on your home of the EFL, Talksport 2, in the derby, it is Birmingham City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Thank you, Dan. The Blues with their noses in front. I see what he did there.
Yes, the blue noses.
He did there, Matt Murray?
Yeah, I got that. he's top man.
We are enjoying it this Friday night, and why not? It's been a really thrilling West Midlands derby so far. The second half begins. West Bromwich Albion beneath the floodlights here from left to right in their yellow and green striped shirts, green shorts and yellow socks. And Birmingham in their royal blue shirts, the blue shorts and the white socks, playing from right to left towards the Tilton Road end with the lower tier that is empty, of course. It's been shorn of seats and there's just a banner draped over the top. The two sides are both unchanged for the second half as West Brom look to come forward on the attack with Albright, the Leicester loanee, and the Aston Villa fan. Boos from the Birmingham supporters, of course. And Furlong will play it back to the halfway line now, and Dara O'Shea. Lots of spectators still returning to their seats at the start of the second half, and West Brom know that if they can turn things around and they can get the victory, they'll move up to fifth in the Championship. Birmingham, of course, have other ideas. A win would take them 10 points clear of the drop zone. Dejan Garner shuffling it forward down the outside left channel, the far side of the field, cleared away, hoisted up high by Maxime Collan for Birmingham. He's now retreating back towards his own goal, has to steer it long and high again. The header on the halfway line by Peters, and a foul, a shove in the back from Hannibal, the goal scorer, and a free kick to West Brom on the halfway line. Peters has gone down and the referees delayed the resumption of play. Birmingham then with John Ruddy in goal, Collan, Sanderson, Long and Trusty the defenders, a diamond formation in front of them, Bielik in the holding role, Bakuna and Chong right and left, and Hannibal in support of Hogan and Jutkiewicz, the front two, as West Brom have called the physio on now for Eric Peters. They have Button in goal, Furlong, O'Shea, Peters at least for now, assuming he doesn't have to come off, and Townsend the back four, Malumbi and Yakushlu in midfield, Albright and Wallace and Dejan Garner behind DK up front. The two subs benches for Birmingham, Etheridge the goalkeeper, Dean, James, Gardner, Hall and Friends. So that Birmingham subs bench looking rather healthier than it has done in recent weeks. And for West Brom, Griffiths, Ajayi, Grant, Swift, Reach, Thomas Asante and Chalobah are the subs. Quite a flat atmosphere, and that's understandable because of the delay early in the second half. Peters is back up on his feet. It looked rather innocuous, the challenge at first, Matt, but good to see that Peters will be able to carry on.
Yeah, he's back on his feet. The physio just checking his knee, just maybe where he landed it, just jarred it a little, so just checking how it is. Look, just feeling the back of his knee a little, so I'm sure he'll give it a little go, have a little run on it. Ajayi, they've got cover, haven't they, with the likes of Ajayi there. I'm just thinking as well, how long till the likes of Grant come on, Swift, and Thomas Asante to try and get some more attacking threat into this West Brom side.
I wonder what Carlin Grant is thinking at the moment, because he very nearly joined Swansea on transfer deadline day before that move collapsed. There's a throw for West Brom. Albrighton, who joined the club on transfer deadline day, will leave it for Furlong to take. It's just about level with the edge of the penalty area on the near side, the right. West Brom playing towards the Gilmerick end of the ground, which houses those 2,200 travelling fans, packed in tightly together, all of them on their feet. Now it's on the halfway line for West Brom with Townsend forward to the outside left channel the far side, and Diangana back to the halfway line by Yakushlu. West Brom keep possession, but Birmingham are happy to let them have it there. West Brom on the halfway line still. Furlong pings the ball long, headed away by Kevin Long at the heart of the Birmingham defence. Then a slightly heavy touch by Malumbi, but he still manages to knock it back to Furlong. He's stretched to control. DK looking to work the channel the near side to right. Long came across, smuggles it out of play. West Brom have a throw. You're with Talksport 2, Birmingham City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0 in the Friday night football, 4 minutes into the second half. Matt Murray.
Yeah, and there's even little bits there. You're just looking at Jukovic. Very intelligent with how he presses. He's coming and he's locking the play and making, we say, show outside, and he's making it all predictable. So then it's a long ball and Birmingham are able to win it back. So there's lots and lots of little bits of detail that gone on the training ground. And we talk about Carlos Corberán, what a good coach he is, but you have to really say that John Eustace, Keith Down and his coaching staff, John Eustace's coaching staff have really got a good game plan, and his players are executing it well.
They certainly are, and heading as things stand, Birmingham, for a first home league win since mid-December. 17,781 are here tonight. I've got a helpful member of the Birmingham media staff holding up the attendance figures for us, and a good crowd at St Andrews, because of course several thousand seats are unavailable for use because of the way the ground has been partly closed. Forward by Peters up to the halfway line, and Wallace plays it wide to the left back position, and Townsend. Floodlights on here on a chilly night in the West Midlands. West Brom seeing more of the ball, but John Ruddy has still not had a save to make in the game. A little flick by Malumbi towards DK. He's blocked off though by Long. Birmingham can be a threat on the counter. I think they'll largely try and sit in this second period with that back four. Hannibal down the left-hand side, pulls it forward inside left channel towards Hogan, and that last touch was off the retreating Peters. And Birmingham win their fourth corner of the game, the first of this second half, at the Tilton Road end away to our left-hand side, and here they come, the players in blue and white. Yeah,
the big boys are coming up, and Jukovic obviously as well. You know what a threat he is. And I thought Hannibal's first delivery, his first corner of the game, was top draw, just a little bit too high for Trusty to get over it. But after that, I don't think either side have put the corners in with real quality.
All of the back four have scored at least once for Birmingham this season. Collan is the only man really to stay back. West Brom have brought everybody back to defend this corner. Hannibal, the goal scorer with the long curly hair, one arm up into the air. There's a blue and white banner behind the goal in front of him. Hannibal delivers right-footed, headed in! 2-0 to Birmingham City. Christian Bielik wheels away in celebration, and Birmingham are really upsetting the form book here tonight. It's been a terrific derby display, and they have now doubled their lead. Birmingham City 2, West Bromwich Albion 0, and Christian Bielik has his first Birmingham goal.
Yeah, and wow, what a ball, whipped in with real quality. And we talked about in the first half, his first ball was whipped in, real pace. And the way Birmingham City start is they start with all their big boys at the back, and then they all move, and it's against sort of zonal marking, because West Brom have got everyone back, like you said, but it's whipped into an area. Button comes for it. It's about 4 or 5 yards out, central to goal. But just because he's attacking it, Bielik, and a really, really good header to glance it in. No one's on the post for West Brom to deal with that. But Button, he's going to be disappointed. Palmer had been excellent for West Brom. West Brom been keeping clean sheet after clean sheet. But that for me, I'd be more disappointed with that if I was in goal than the first one, because that's a ball he should be dealing with and getting a punch on. But great desire from Bielik to get his head on that, and a fantastic delivery from Hannibal. Hannibal has been man of the match for me so far. He's been outstanding.
Birmingham fans in rousing voice, keep right on, rings around St Andrews. 2-0 they lead West Brom, who are in danger of being blown away here. But here they are with Malumbi, edge of the penalty area, driving forward, the angle tight, he's charged down by two in blue. That's a corner for West Brom. Excellent defensive work from Birmingham City, and indeed quite a few fans missed that second goal, because I can see some of them are only just getting back to their seats. But we mentioned the set piece threat of Birmingham, and so it's proven to be the case. David Button arguably culpable for both goals, certainly the second. You'd have to say the goalkeeper should do a lot better. They're going to make a double change, West Brom, in a moment. Swift and Thomas Asante are ready to come on as Albrighton takes the right-footed out-swinging corner, headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Now West Brom have to go back to the halfway line. Birmingham with a real resolute edge to them so far this evening. It's going to be a triple change, in fact, for West Brom. Nathaniel Chalobah is also stripped and ready to go in that yellow and green away kit. No surprise that Carlos Corberán has reacted straight away to that second goal, Matt.
Yeah, I thought maybe there'd be a change at half-time, or he's probably said to... I thought he might have said then, when he hadn't made the substitutions, you know what, I'm going to give it to the hour mark. You go and show me this, because this team has done really, really well. They were unchanged from the game before, but this has been so far below par for West Brom, and it's just hard to understand, because I really did expect a reaction. You thought they couldn't have been anywhere near as poor, but Birmingham again, they've been excellent. They know what their strengths are. They're playing to their strengths, and that's one of the problems as well when you're zonal. If players get a run on you, it can be difficult. So between West Brom, they've been, all of them defensively they are poor, but Birmingham City, they have been top draw tonight.
It would be hard to tell which side is in the lower reaches of the table and which side is in the playoff positions, and maybe that's why they're going to make these three changes. West Brom. Boos, loud boos for Albrighton, and ironic cheers as he goes off. He said he was looking forward to the game. He won't have enjoyed it, that's for sure. Yakushlu also leaving the field as John Swift goes on, and so too Nathaniel Chalobah. And Brandon Thomas Asante, who is West Brom's top scorer this season, also taking to the field, and he replaces Grady Diangana. West Brom 2-0 down. 10 minutes into the second half on Talksport 2. A lot of work for them to do to get back into this derby.
Yeah, and he's going to want a reaction from these substitutes, because and an impact straight away, really, because they're just not threatened, they're not creative, they need more energy. They need to, because they match Birmingham for their energy levels, and maybe their quality will show, but at the moment Birmingham outwork them, and even like Hogan, he hasn't had much of a chance, but look at him again, pressing, defending from the front, leading it. Birmingham to a man have been absolutely brilliant. And look there, Chong in again, brilliant. Khalif Chong, brilliant.
St Andrews is really rocking tonight, and West Brom are rocking here. David Butler's just lashed the ball straight out of play. Well, Alex Palmer is injured, having established himself as the number one. Button drafted back in. First couple of league appearances, Matt, since October. Hardly featured under Carlos Corberán in the Championship. It is tough, I would guess, coming in as a number two from the cold, but he's got to do better, certainly for the second goal in particular.
It is tough, but he's an experienced goalkeeper. He was good against Coventry, he played the cup game against Bristol City, and at the start of the season as number one, he's had to step in Premier League games for Brighton, so he is a good player. He hasn't been protected that well, and he's a good goalkeeper, and everyone has an off night, but I don't think he's been protected well. But I can't think of anybody really for West Brom tonight that you'd say he's actually put in a positive performance at the moment. I really can't.
It's been very poor. They haven't had a shot on target, West Bromwich Albion, and they are heading for another defeat on the road. Actually, it's worth saying it would be 3 consecutive defeats away from home in all competitions, and back-to-back away from home in the league after they were beaten away at Burnley last time out on the road. 2-0 down at Birmingham as we tick towards the hour mark. Ball played through the middle by Furlong, cleared away on the stretch by Long, up to the centre circle. Little flick by Bakuna, gets it down from Hogan and then stabs it high up the inside right channel. Hannibal will chase it. Hannibal always looking lively. Birmingham fans in the upper tier of the Tilton Road end and the cop that straddles the length of the pitch really enjoying this. Bakuna is 25 yards out, faced up by a sea of yellow and green shirts. Lays it square to Chong instead. Chong inside left channel, back out wide to the left channel, and Bakuna, who then immediately drives infield and smacks one right-footed, takes a massive deflection, rolls all the way up into the air and out towards the near side, and Chong again, Malumbi getting back to clear, and West Brom have it with Wallace, who immediately feeds it forward to the recently arrived sub Swift, but then it's knocked straight out of play by another of the substitutes, Chalobah. Sloppy from West Bromwich Albion, who can't get a grip on the game. Corberán trying to get them back towards the side that we know they've become under him. Hands in pockets, the head coach who signed his new contract this week, but he'll be desperately disappointed with how things have turned out on the night so far. Long throw from Birmingham. Trusty takes it down the left. It'll be cleared by Malumbi with the red boots on once more, and then further forward by Wallace. Birmingham thought the ball had gone out of play. The referee and his assistants say play on. Long hacks it into touch. It's actually landed on the gantry here in the main stand, which is where we are, a couple of rows from the back, just to the right of the halfway line. But Birmingham are turning this into exactly the kind of game that they want it to be. They're 2-0 up, and they're making it really difficult for West Brom to find any rhythm in the game, Matt Murray.
Yeah, they're going to break up the play. Exactly that. They do not want West Brom to get any rhythm. Birmingham will probably make a few subs as well. I think I see Gardner warming up. But we all know 2-0 is a very dangerous scoreline. How many times have we seen it in football? If West Brom do go and get one, they'll believe that they can go on and really get back into this game. But at the moment, Birmingham look as comfortable as you can against a team like this.
DK's just hit a snapshot well wide, slicing it off balance on his left foot. And Birmingham, as you say, are going to bring on Gary Gardner very shortly, it looks like. John Eustace standing on the edge of his technical area, arms folded. He did a great interview with us on Talksport 2 in the build-up to this game. Positive about the atmosphere. Dealt well, I thought, with the questions about potential fan protests. Thankfully, we haven't seen anything in the ground as such tonight, as the ball is cleared upfield by West Brom and Malumbi over the halfway line. A bouncing ball, chested down by DK. Gary Gardner, who's the younger brother of the technical director here at Birmingham, Craig Gardner. Little soft shoe shuffle from Hogan as he whips in a left-footed cross. It's cleared only as far as Bielik, who brings it down edge of the D. Bielik, lovely quick feet away from two in West Brom, yellow and green. Birmingham looking a really confident side. Chong with a 1-2 and then a left-footed cross, and the header wide at the near post by Hogan. Birmingham all over West Brom, and their fans get to their feet, sound their appreciation. Birmingham third goal maybe not far away. They lead 2-0 and now got on Talksport 2, and West Brom haven't woken up.
They haven't at all. You thought maybe that second goal, the introduction of subs as well, would maybe get West Brom into a bit of life as well, attacking their big away support. But I tell you what, I talk about Birmingham City's work rate, their set pieces, their balls back to front. They have played some quality stuff as well. Some of those little give and goes and the ball in there, that was top draw. Really, really good. And as you say, that's what you'd expect a West Brom side to be playing with, where they are in the league and how they're pushing. Birmingham, I just think in and out of possession, everything. It's been a really, really good performance. Everyone has been bang on it for Birmingham.
Well, they're back at home against Cardiff City on Tuesday night. Another winnable game for John Eustace as they look to put real distance between themselves and the bottom three. They are going to go 10 points clear as it stands, Birmingham, and a whole host of fixtures in the Championship to come tomorrow. Game day back tomorrow across the Talksport network. West Ham against Chelsea on Talksport at 12:30. At 3 o'clock on 2, Leicester against Tottenham. Sunday we'll bring you WSL commentary of Tottenham against Manchester United, and on Talksport on Monday night, the Monday Night Football, we've got exclusive coverage of the Merseyside derby at Anfield with build-up throughout the day, starting from breakfast, where Alan Brazil's in the hot seat Monday to Friday next week. And fingers crossed he is there every day, Monday to Friday. Thomas Asante now for West Brom, looking to counter-attack, still yet to have a meaningful effort on target in the game. Swift curling one, pushed away by Ruddy, diving to his right-hand side. There is finally that effort on target, the sub-Swift. Ruddy, relatively comfortable save, Matt?
Yeah, he saw it all the way, and again, good goalkeeping. He'd be disappointed. I'm sure he's given a little rocket to his defenders because Swift was allowed to come inside, but Ruddy saw it away. Two strong hands, but now a set piece again that West Brom will be looking to sort of execute, whip it in better, deliver it better, because Dean Garner's weren't good enough.
And Swift will take the corner high, right-footed, out-swinging, over-hit to the far post. Dara O'Shea will try and keep it in. He's hooked it over his shoulder to the corner of the penalty area, where it's headed away by the tireless Hannibal. Socks rolling halfway down his shins, and he's forced the press, and Peters to go back to the goalkeeper, Button, who hit that very hard, did Peters. Button, luckily for him, it wasn't going actually on target as such, and Butler's managed to shift it to the left, and West Brom are on the attack again with DK. Back to goal, he holds it up, the powerful striker. Excellent slide tackle on him by Sanderson, is really whipping up the crowd now, asking for more from the Birmingham supporters, who have responded to 17,000 or so here tonight throughout the evening. And the Birmingham change is a defensive one. Jukovic going off, and a standing ovation as Gary Gardner comes on. It just goes to show, doesn't it, Matt? This ground really gets rocking when they've got something to cheer.
Well, it's a proper club where if you work hard for them, that's what they want to see. You know, they want to see you leave it all out there. Jukovic, he hasn't really threatened a goal, but he's pressed on the front, he's won all his headers, he's given Birmingham a platform, and that's why John Eustace there and George Friend, a former teammate of mine, they're all going to him saying, "Oh, what a shift. You put that in there for us." Now guards will have to come on and do the same. Again, another person who loves Birmingham City. But I just think the work rate, the way they've left it all out there is brilliant. But going back to West Brom, we talked about the set pieces in the first half, not good enough. That corner nearly went out to the other. It was so over.
No one was keeping that in.
No.
Well, O'Shea did, he could do nothing with it.
But again, so you're looking at it in set pieces and games like this, and Birmingham City obviously got their second goal. Well, both goals through set pieces, but the second one from a good header from Bielik. All these big defenders coming up for West Brom to try and attack it. But it's missing them by 15-20 yards. It's West Brom have just been really, really off it tonight.
And I guess every side will have the odd off day. Do you read into it that much if it stays like this, if you're Carlos Corberán?
Look, of course, I think sometimes the manners of defeat. So I think John Eustace felt with his Birmingham team, even though they've been losing games, there have been lots of positives. Just don't think tonight, just expecting more intensity from West Brom's team. You know, I talked about Carlos Corberán, a bit like Bielsa-like, with the way his teams played. I saw his Huddersfield teams getting after people. Obviously his West Brom team in great form. I think they've been outworked, they've been outran by Birmingham. So that's my impression looking at it.
Well, they will stay sixth, whatever happens tonight, barring an enormous Birmingham win. But Blackburn, Millwall, Sunderland, Norwich, among the clubs who'd have the chance to leapfrog them tomorrow if they win their Saturday games. The ball is down by the dead ball line. Birmingham City on the attack, and the referee eventually points for a corner. It was a little spicy there momentarily, and he very quickly, James Linnington, came across to defuse the situation. But it's the same position as from the second goal, where the Tilton Road end meets the main stand. Hannibal's going to place it down. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger as we welcome listeners from Talksport. Birmingham City 2, West Bromwich Albion 0, and that's a scoreline that is a big surprise in the Friday night football here, the West Midlands derby. Hannibal, the man who scored the goal in the first half, will whip in another deep delivery, headed away bravely with the goalkeeper rooted to his line. Terrific clearing header by Daryl DK. Matt Murray, former Wolves goalkeeper, alongside me. West Brom on the ropes despite being in the playoffs. Birmingham, who struggled this season, very much on top.
Birmingham been excellent from start to finish, and we thought maybe in the second half West Brom might come out, a bit of reaction, but no, it's Birmingham City who started again on the front foot. Obviously got an excellent goal in the first half through Hannibal. Then Hannibal became provider with the ball whipped in for Bielik to want it and desire to get on the ball and head it in. And West Brom have threatened very little. They've made 3 substitutions. Swift shot that was, comfortably saved by Ruddy. So at the moment, Carlos Corberán will be scratching his head. Why can't my team get back into it? And John Eustace will be absolutely delighted because his team from back to front have been absolutely top draw and won every individual battle all over the pitch.
It has been a really vibrant atmosphere on a chilly night at St Andrews here in the second city on Talksport 2. Birmingham City 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Best way to be across all the action across the game day weekend is to download the Talksport app. You can swipe between all the matches at your leisure. A double change now for West Brom. Adam Reach and Carlin Grant coming on. Connor Townsend goes off first of all, and DK is also going to leave the field. And as I say, it's last season's top scorer, Grant, who's only scored once under Carlos Corberán, who is going to come on. And after, we mentioned it earlier, that deadline day move to Swansea collapsed, Grant with a real chance to maybe play himself into contention here?
He's a good player at this level, and I've seen him score a lot of good goals for Huddersfield, a lot of good goals for West Brom. Hasn't always happened for him. You say that move fell through, so this is where he is now. This is what he's got to do, and he's got every chance of getting back to the Premier League with this West Brom side, so he needs to concentrate on that. I'm starting with having an impact and a positive reaction now coming off the bench, and keep saying it. There's still a lot of football to play in this game. As poor as West Brom have been, they get a goal, they're right back in it.
Quarter of the game to go, and Birmingham have got a poor defensive record of late. Their last clean sheet in the league was in early November, here at St Andrews against Millwall in a goalless draw. And they want a free kick to West Brom here. Thomas Asante went down edge of the penalty area. Referee though says play on. And now here come Birmingham, pushing headed by Hogan. Square ball to find Hannibal midway inside the West Brom half. He's crowded out, but sliding in with a great tackle is Gary Gardner. Loose ball has dropped into West Brom possession. It's hit down the inside right channel, hopefully more than anything else, by Chalobah. Too long for Grant, and it goes through to the goalkeeper, all in green, John Ruddy.
But Gary Gardner again, he put a tackle in there, didn't he? And then the ball from West Brom, it was forced. It was too straight, and it was forced because they've not been able to play forward really any time with any quality, because there's always been pressure on them. And I think they could move the ball quicker at times. It could be better patterns and stuff, but a lot of it is because Birmingham City have been so organised.
Chong went down in the left wing position. Was he blocked off by Furlong? Referee says no, and Furlong with a word in his ear on the near side touchline. Can't imagine that was too pleasant, as the ball is won back by Chalobah on the halfway line, and Birmingham and John Eustace trying to urge his players to get back. It's Chalobah crossing, little flick by Thomas Asante, only half cleared by Collan. That wasn't a back pass, and Roddy able to pounce on it despite the appeals of the 2,200 West Brom supporters. That was never a back pass from Collan, although it was a risky ball across his own penalty area.
It was a risky ball, but as you say, if he meant that as a back pass, then he's no chance. Absolutely no chance. But
much calmer than we think if he meant that as a back pass.
Yeah, for sure. But again, well defended by Birmingham all in all, and it's good to see Hall. He's a big player. Really,
18.
Yeah, big future ahead of him. So he's been excellent. And is that who's coming up here?
Well, it's Hannibal coming off.
Wow.
What a reception, Matt, for the man who scored the goal from the free kick. That brilliant, inventive free kick to catch out the goalkeeper in the first half. The Manchester United loanee is making some impression. He gets a standing ovation from all four sides of St Andrews, because there are Birmingham supporters on all four sides, and it is the 18-year-old George Hall, who was linked with Leeds United in the transfer window but has stayed at St Andrews, another of the terrific young players to come through the Birmingham production line, who comes on, one very talented youngster for another.
Yeah, exactly that. And but I think Hannibal's been brilliant. But if Hall can come on, and if he can bring those energy levels, bring that quality as well, that desire, that intelligence, then he can keep giving this platform to Birmingham City. But yeah, Hall is one that's, again, people in the area talk about and say, look, he's one that could go and play in the Premier League. But Hannibal, his impact tonight, I've always liked him, but been very impressed tonight.
You wouldn't be surprised if he won the Man of the Match award, even though he's been taken off with 18 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Birmingham 2, West Brom 0. On Talksport 2, and Birmingham won it back high up the pitch, and Bakuna streaking forward. Infield from the right-hand channel, holds it up, almost ran without the ball there momentarily. West Brom smuggle it clear. Thomas Asante beaten to it by Trusty, who will shepherd it all the way back to his goalkeeper, and Ruddy's clearance is charged down, and the loose ball will fall to Wallace, who races down the right-hand side. Early cross, blocked off by Kevin Long, goes behind for a West Brom corner. Maybe Ruddy could have put the ball out there if we're being really harsh, but I'm not sure he could have done much more there, John Ruddy.
I think it's more credit Asante for going and chasing that and leading it, and we talk about urgency and stuff. How many times have you seen West Brom go and press button, whereas Birmingham go and press button, whereas West Brom hadn't done that? So really good pressing.
Swift with the right-footed out-swinging corner, bravely headed clear by Sanderson through a big crowd of players. Now they hoist it crossfield to the right again, West Brom. Swift brings it down very neatly, very cultured footballer. Back to Wallace with a deep right-footed cross, flicked away by Kevin Long. Good height and distance on the header. It's come back though to West Brom again. John Eustace on the near side touchline is kicking every ball. His assistant surrounding him. He's got his dark coat on now. Carlos Corberán crouching to his left, a former assistant to Marcelo Bielsa, Corberán, and he's crouching in that way that we used to see Bielsa do when he was at Leeds. Birmingham have cleared it long through Collan. There are less than 17 minutes of normal time to go now, but you're absolutely right, Matt. If West Brom were to get a goal, then nerves would really be jangling here at St Andrews for the home fans.
It really, yeah, it would. And the thing is to Birmingham now, and you always say, don't sit too deep. You know, don't invite the pressure, because how many times do we see teams do it? People instinctively do it. I've played in teams that have done it, but at the moment, yeah, West Brom are just starting to look with a play with a bit more urgency.
Birmingham fans out of their seats to applaud as West Brom are forced to take a throw down by the corner flag. It's topped back by Furlong to Wallace with a poor cross towards the near post. It's headed away by Long, thumped back into the penalty area by Darroche, flicked clear by Long again for Birmingham, who are having to endure some pressure now. Chong trying to juggle it, and eventually clears it into touch off the boot of Furlong, and it is a Birmingham throw in their left back position. Desperate for back-to-back wins here, Birmingham City. You do wonder how important that late turnaround at Swansea could prove to be. Maybe it'll be a way that they can kick-start the remaining games of the season, and they've certainly built on that Swansea win so far tonight. 2-0 up as West Brom go back to their goalkeeper Button, who's looked uncertain all evening. It's with Adam Reach in the left-back spot. Far side beneath the Kop. A row of floodlights across the roof, and now O'Shea playing it square to Chalobah, just shy of the halfway line. Angles the ball to the right, and Wallace infield with his pass to Furlong. Chalobah looked to chip it towards the run of Wallace down the inside right channel, but it was blocked off and cleared away by Long, who maybe could have put a foot on the ball there. Gives it straight back to West Bromwich Albion. Birmingham, understandably, Matt, clearly keen to settle for what they have, but important that it doesn't keep coming back at you again and again. And here is Reach for West Brom, midway inside the Birmingham half. Back to the halfway line now, and Peters just stands on the ball at no pace whatsoever and teases it square to Malumbi, and then there's pressure on the substitute Swift, and it's one back by Gardner for Birmingham, who dinks it down the far side the right. George Hall will keep it in play deep down inside the West Brom half. Bakuna infield to Gardner. Gardner's early ball miscued. Clearance could drop anywhere. Hacked away by Reach for West Brom. High up into the dark evening sky. Chested down by Chalobah midway inside his own territory. Looks for a little 1-2. Blocked off by Bielik, who, well, I have to say, I thought somewhat harshly penalised by the referee.
Yeah, harshly penalised, but he won't actually care too much, because he just you talk about that word, that rhythm, just breaks it up a little. But I think he's been really good as well. Bakuna, everyone for Birmingham City has, but now it's, as you say, don't invite too much pressure. But it's a lot easier said than done. This is a good West Brom team. You know you're going to have to absorb some pressure at some time, and if you are going to come out with a win, you're going to have to show that other side. I think Blues are so great quality, desire, but this is going to be that little bit of grit now, a bit of the ugly stuff. First contacts.
West Brom won 11 of 16 in all competitions, remember, under Carlos Corberán. Defeats have been few and far between, but they have been outplayed tonight for the most part by Birmingham City, who now just need to see out what could be an excellent victory. Bielik has outmuscled Malumbi and shepherded the ball behind, and it's a goal kick. The referee, just a quick signal to John Ruddy to hurry up. Matt Murray is a former goalkeeper, you know what Ruddy is thinking here, just trying to waste away a few seconds with 13 minutes to go.
Well, there's a few ball boys and ball girls around here, but they seem to have all been taken away from behind the Birmingham City goal. Yeah, they've all gone. Honestly, I was thinking, where are they? And you used to have a little word with them, saying, look, I'll come and get the ball off you and everything else and run that clock down. But I think they've actually just been
removed.
I can't see one. Brilliant.
They're all behind the other goal.
Yeah.
A game day back tomorrow on the Talksport network, and of course We'll bring you all the goals as they go in on Talksport from 2:30. Alternatively here on 2, Leicester against Tottenham is our live and exclusive commentary. Talksport has live boxing tonight and the Super Bowl on Sunday. Long ball high downfield for West Brom towards Thomas Asante. Only half cleared by Bielik. The interception almost ricocheted into the path of Swift. In the end, Bielik, bit of good fortune, was able to clear out of play. And it's a throw to Birmingham, to West Brom. Far side there left, midway into opposition territory. Reach is standing over it and will take it. Infield to Swift. Swift back towards Chalobah, and now Reach has to turn it back towards the halfway line. The ball is with the captain, Darroche. Angles it wide to the near side, the right, and Furlong. Infield to Wallace. Wallace in a crossing position, does deliver right-footed, headed away by Sanderson. He's been excellent. I mean, they've all been excellent for Birmingham, but Sanderson with a couple of brilliant headers, with Birmingham facing pressure in this second half. Birmingham 2, West Brom 0 in the EFL. Live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Still a young man, Dion Sanderson, 23, but he's put in a brave display tonight.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good loan spells. He was linked to clubs as well in the window, and will he go and play at Wolves? Maybe not, but again, he's going to show that he's going to minimum have a good career at this level. But yeah, the amount of first contacts he's got on balls into the box have been outstanding.
Chalobah sets up Furlong for West Brom, down by the dead ball line, first time high, right-footed cross deep to the far post towards Adam Reach. It's gone underneath him, and then a slice clearance by Bakuna. Pretty scrappy now for Birmingham City, just having to battle their way towards the end of this game. They have won a throw just shy of the halfway line. We've seen some of the scouts and coaches from other clubs who are here to watch the game getting up out of their seats and heading for the exits tonight. Paul Trollope, who works at Luton, and Richie Kyle have just walked away in front of us. Luton Town, who are coming up against Birmingham City in the not too distant future, so doing some early scouting tonight, as the ball is sent back to the West Brom goalkeeper David Button. And forward it goes to Darroche. He's about 10 yards shy of the halfway line. Ball forward to Furlong, who's got mud on the back of his shirt. Crosses into the Birmingham half. 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to go now. West Brom need 2 to try and salvage a point. They'll stay 6th in the Championship, but you'd imagine not for much longer, given the sides that are closing in on them ahead of tomorrow's games. Thomas Asante trying to turn a reverse ball into the path of Grant, who has hammered it so high over the bar from a tight angle, trying to keep it in play, and it's a goal kick to Birmingham. You just get the sense here, Matt, that it's not going to be West Brom's night.
It's not, and I'm looking at it again. Bielik has been so good, because what he's done is he's stopped Jed Wallace getting in any of those little pockets and making things tick, and Jed Wallace has then had to try and pull wider, and he just can't get on the ball. But I just feel that Birmingham have been very organised, the way they're sliding, and the quality of balls into the box haven't really been great from West Brom. There's one cross, wasn't there, dug out from right by the corner flag, over hit, and John Ruddy, you'd expect him to make the save from Swift. They haven't tested him. They really haven't tested him.
That pass from Bielik that will bobble in front of Ruddy, and Ruddy's clearance is skewed straight out of play, right-footed. It was a poor back pass.
It's a poor back pass, yeah. You know Asante's gonna just put in a little bit of, he's encouraging him to chase it. He's gonna do it. He's bobbling up. Like, take care of it.
Now, you've made the point about the ball boy. There's nothing the ball boy could do there after that hook clearance by Ruddy, because the fans were holding on to it. And now they've thrown it back onto the pitch. There are 2 balls on the pitch, and well, everything's going against West Brom, and even the Birmingham fans are conspiring to have an effect on the game. Nothing that the referee can do about that.
No, and again, you have to accept it. You know, it winds you up as the away player, but that's not the reason they're losing the game.
Reach, high left-footed cross. Here comes John Ruddy. Takes it well on the edge of his 6-yard box, and Matt Murray applauds. Good take that from Ruddy.
It's a good take. Every bit of experience, commanding, good starting position. Didn't flap at it. Came and just popped up underneath it, held it, and again relieved pressure, and they'll boot it 60-70 yards down the pitch. Good goalkeeping.
36, John Ruddy still got plenty to offer as a goalkeeper in particular, of course. Here is Bakuna down the far side, the right, early cross for Birmingham towards Hogan, cleared away, almost dropped for Hall on the edge of the box, but Malumbi retrieved it well, then spun away from Hall, blocked off by Bielik. Loose ball drops to the feet of Eric Peters for West Brom. We are in the position now where things are getting a little desperate for Carlos Corberan's team. Just over 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go. They're 2-0 down. Birmingham want to bring on Harley Dean. Birmingham wants a free kick, and then Furlong, right in front of the Birmingham dugout, tried to get the ball back to take a throw, wrestled his man to the ground. It was Trusty, and the referee comes across just to make sure everything's in order. Troy Deeney about to come on as well for Birmingham.
It would be funny if Troy Deeney got involved in that, but look, again, I don't think it's really anything, is it? He's just trying to get the ball back. He's held it up. It's nothing, and yeah, just get on with it. And look, you see these little things in the derby match, but yeah, Troy Deeney now, he'll come on, keep getting him up the pitch, and how much would he love a goal in the last minute of this game?
A Brummy boy, a Birmingham fan. Deeney and Dean, the two back from injury, are going to come on for Birmingham. George Hall back from injury, actually. His first appearance tonight since the 10th of December. So John Eustace is starting to get some key players back as well. Furlong crossing for West Brom. Poor ball in. Straight into the chest of Ruddy. Easy for the goalkeeper.
It is, but I've got to teach you. I don't have a word with the big man. He's got to drop to the floor there. You can't keep standing on your feet. You've got to drop to the floor and run it down. Run the clock down a little. But again, it's not a good cross, is it? Good positioning, well held. But you know, West Brom waste a good position. The end product just has not been there at all.
West Brom have it back after Birmingham sloppily gave it away. Long ball straight upfield is headed away by Kevin Long. The referee spots an earlier foul of Chalabar. West Brom will have a free kick in their right back position. 5.5 minutes of normal time to go. Birmingham City 2-0 up in the West Midlands derby. John Eustace has kicked every ball. Deeney and Dean still waiting to come on. They still haven't made those changes, Birmingham. They'll be waiting for the opportune time. It's on the halfway line for West Brom with Peters. Crosses into Birmingham territory. Reach in field to Swift. Back to the halfway line again. Dara O'Shea on to Chalabar. Right of centre, just to the right of the centre circle. Just a little chip down towards the corner of the penalty area. Chong got something on it. Throw to West Brom. Wallace takes it quickly in field to Thomas Asante. Controls it down by the dead ball line. Sandwich in between two blue shirts. Trusty hooks it away while sitting on the ground. West Brom wanted a free kick, not given. They'll get a throw. Birmingham are going to make the double change. And Scott Hogan is the obvious man to come off. And Troy Deeney will now come on. His first appearance since late January. And every Birmingham player is getting a standing ovation now. And I think they might well go to a flat back five here, because Bakuna's coming off. And as we mentioned, it's Harley Dean, back for the first time since early November after injury, who comes off.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, for a good while they've settled for what they've got. But it's just Deeney will then get them up the pitch a bit and still keep chasing and working hard. This also disrupts the rhythm, breaks at the play. And then, yeah, with that Harley Dean in there and a back five, then you'd really, really like to think that should make Birmingham as solid as possible and get that, well, you know, clean sheet against West Brom would be massive.
A rare clean sheet for Birmingham. Long throw by Furlong into the box. Headed away by Harley Dean with his first touch. He was straight into the 6-yard area. West Brom have it, though, with Swift. The game is not done just yet. We've got less than 4 minutes of normal time to go, plus stoppage time. Long ball deep into the Birmingham penalty area. Reach heading it back across goal. Flicked away this time by Kevin Long. On the edge of the 6-yard area, Troy Deeney's back to hook it away. Up the right-hand touchline towards halfway. West Brom dominating possession, but they can't really carve out any chances. And it's been played out of play inadvertently by Gardner. West Brom quickly take the throw on the halfway line, but time is rapidly running out for them. Furlong on halfway. Angles it wide to the near side, the right, and Jed Wallace. Back in field it goes to O'Shea. Birmingham fans, great noise throughout tonight. One or two of the West Brom supporters heading for the exits. It's on the halfway line again for West Brom. Not really where they need it to be. Malumbi, right of the centre circle, will will be allowed to run unchallenged towards the edge of the box, but there's a wall of blue shirts in front of him. He sets up Wallace on the overlap with a cross, sliding in with Chong, and Chong punches the air with glee because he's made a terrific tackle, gets a big high five from Trusty too. The last touch was off Wallace and the goal kick is given, and Birmingham, you can see the passion and the team spirit and the togetherness within this squad tonight, Matt Murray.
Yeah, and Jed Wallace's reaction would say he feels that that's a corner, but yeah, the way that Tallis Chong there, because we've seen his quality going forward, but the way, the importance that the whole Birmingham team, but all these flair players have put on the work rate, the tracking back, and we see that with the best, all the top sides. They do work really, really hard off the ball as well, and they've had to do this ugly side, see it through, play with quality as well, but brilliant. I'm still going to give at the moment, Hannibal's still my man of the match, but it could be nearly any Blues player. They've been outstanding.
Let me give you the madness of the championship. Birmingham are heading up to 16th, just 6 points behind West Brom.
Wow.
6 points off the playoffs. We know just how congested this remarkable league is. There's a Birmingham player down on the edge of the box. It's Dean, actually.
Oh, wow.
Physio is being called for. In fact, I don't think he will have to come on because Dean's back on his feet. Keep Right On is the soundtrack at St Andrews. It's amazing. Birmingham 16th as it stands, 10 points off Middlesbrough in third. Wow. 10 points. Yeah. Plenty of games to go. Now, I'm not suggesting there's going to be a renaissance for Birmingham that would lead them all the way into the playoffs, but certainly a promising performance tonight. There are stewards who've made their way to the very front of the stands, more stewards than have been here throughout the game, and there is quite a big police presence tonight because of the potential threat of supporter protests. And nothing has happened as far as that is concerned during the game as yet, and obviously we hope that we don't see anything like that on the pitch or anything like that. West Brom have won a free kick on the halfway line. Grant takes it quickly to Peters. They're 2-0 down here, West Brom, and we are into the final minute of normal time. Well into the final minute of normal time, in fact. Stoppage time rapidly approaching. Swift down by the corner of the penalty area. Gets it back to Reach, all the way backwards towards the halfway line again, and O'Shea. And West Brom, too ponderous, not incisive enough and not quick enough on the uptake and attack. There are 5 minutes of injury time to be played in the game, and Birmingham have just got to work for a little longer. Furlong down by the near side, the right, twisting, turning, couple of step overs. Birmingham with everybody back. Austin Trusty gets a tackle in, that will be a corner. Swift comes across to take it. Get the sense really it's almost now or never for West Brom. They almost need to score from this corner at 2-0 down, and then try and get the ball back as quickly as they can upfield. Swift's delivery, right-footed out swinging. Ruddy didn't get there, headed away from in front of him though by Birmingham City. I think it was Harley Dean with the touch. West Brom go back out wide to the near side, and Swift again. Swift backwards to Peters, angles it wide now to Wallace. Birmingham inviting pressure on, sitting very deep, defending the edge of their own 18-yard box. It's knocked high downfield. Tremendous header through a crowd by Kevin Long. A minute of the 5 added, been played on Talksport 2. What a start to the game day weekend. All back underway tomorrow, 12:30 on Talksport. West Ham against Chelsea, build up from 11. The ball is with West Brom and Jed Wallace here, trying to dart beyond Troy Deeney, tracking back, and then Wallace with a nasty tackle on Deeney, maybe born out of frustration, and Deeney stood up, puffed his chest out. Wallace jogged away pretty quickly, and he gets the yellow card from the referee. Birmingham get a free kick. Matt Murray, they're nearly there.
Wallace is a brave boy. I don't want to do that to Troy Deeney, but that's a frustration, that's a frustration. And but Troy Deeney showing his experience, using his body, running down the clock, but you want your subs to come on and have that impact and just see him. He just jogged past in there, give a little tap on the shoulder and laughed. But that's what Troy Deeney's been brought on to do.
Well, Troy Deeney has just wrestled Furlong on the near side touchline, and Furlong's ended up clutching into the advertising hoarding again. There was nothing really in that, but Deeney not afraid as ever to put himself about and influence on the game. Furlong's not happy with the challenge, but it's just going to be a talking to from the referee for Troy Deeney, who's come on and cleverly played his part there to slow the game down.
Again, all these little things, you just break it up, slow it down, and that's what he's on to do. But look at this back five, even a back six at times for Birmingham City, and just saying, but really it's like a 5-4-1, and saying go on then, break us down, and West Brom were really frustrated, and they've just been nullified. Really, from start to finish, they've been nullified.
Chalobah's angled the ball to the left, and Reach, whose left-footed touch takes him infield. Swift with his back to goal finds Reach again. Swift couple of step overs. He's looked lively since coming on, had the one shot on target for West Brom, but we're now well over halfway through the 5 added minutes, and West Brom are 2-0 down. Now we see about 8 policemen striding in front of us towards the technical areas and the dugout here, and there are lots of stewards lining the edge of the field of play, and I'm hoping, of course, that there aren't any on-pitch protests maybe at the final whistle. Of course, we'll have to see what happens, but they're certainly taking precautions here, Birmingham City, with plenty of stewards and police here tonight. The ball is out on the far side, the left for West Brom. Reach with a cross towards the penalty spot, bounces down, could drop towards Furlong, cleared away by Birmingham City. 90 seconds of the 5 added to go. They've cleared it upfield towards George Hall, but quickly across in front of him was Dar O'Shea, in fact Peters, who will see it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Birmingham fans, quite a few of them gathered at the front of the upper tier of the Kop that goes the length of the pitch on the far side, as they watch the final few moments of this game. A minute of the 5 added to go. Ball back to the West Brom goalkeeper Button, but they know West Brom that the game is nearly up. They're going to suffer a rare defeat under Carlos Corberán. It's headed away by Trusty for Birmingham. Now Chong can charge forward down the near side, the left. He's going to slow it down though. Holds up play, very much meandering, and now he picks up the pace. He darts towards the dead ball line, shoving the back surely there from Chalobah. Free kick to Birmingham.
Really good play. Really. Oh, who's got a yellow card there for moaning?
Malumbi.
Yeah. But look, good play from Chong. He's run it to the corner. He's won the free kick. But even when any of the plays building up for West Brom, it just felt too slow, too laboured. There wasn't much movement. No one trying to disrupt the defence, and but again, that's really intelligent. And he's a young man, Chong. But the way he's managed the game, it's been brilliant.
Those 8 policemen and women that we mentioned have gone to the front of the Gilmerick end of the ground, near where the Birmingham fans are. The Birmingham fans in that section of the stadium. Everything looks relatively in control though at the moment. No sign that supporters are about to run onto the pitch, but as I say, they've taken plenty of precautions tonight. A lot of chatter on social media before the game. On the field, in terms of the football, it's been a terrific night though for Birmingham. Listen to the supporters sing. They've got the ball down by the dead ball line, a long way from their goal, and that's the full-time whistle. It is a big win for Birmingham City on Derby Day. Really, they have sent West Bromwich Albion packing here tonight at St Andrews with a terrific display that moves them well clear of the relegation zone, and indeed Birmingham City end the night just 6 points behind their local rivals. West Brom stays 6th in the Championship, but probably not for much longer, with a host of playoff rivals to feature tomorrow. Disappointment for Carlos Corberán in the week that he signed his new contract. A rare defeat for the relatively recently appointed head coach, and a very disappointing display. Birmingham were much the better side. Hannibal with a brilliant inventive free kick gave them an early lead. Christian Bielik doubled the advantage early in the second half, and that was how it stayed. And at the end of the game, I'm pleased to say, scenes of celebration around the ground. Nothing in terms of protests from what we can tell. And it has finished on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, a terrific Friday night football. Birmingham City 2, West Bromwich Albion 0.